Hi guys, Heron82 here. Today we're going to have a look at the newly released Eagle Dynamics Spitfire LF MK IX. Came out today, and as you can see it looks beautiful. I've been waiting for this one for a little while, and finally the early access is out, and it looks like they've done a fantastic job with the model. It looks absolutely glorious. But today we're just going to jump in it, and we're going to do a little quick run through of the startup, takeoff, and a bit of combat. So let's jump into the cockpit and we'll get things going. So I've made a little checklist from the two videos that Eagle Dynamics did release in regards to startup and takeoff, etc. So we're just going to run through that quickly and just see how we do. So you can do some pre-flight checks. For example, you can check that the idle, or the mixture even, is set to idle, which is the aft position. The drop tank fuel is set to off, forward position, and that the landing gear is set to down, and you've also got the magnetos in this corner, so they're both set to off at the moment, which is good. You can also push the throttle about halfway up and you'll get some lights come on. It's the undercarriage down indicator and low fuel pressure indicator there, so that's all good. We'll put the throttle back there. We can check flaps. So I've dropped the flaps, you just saw that lever move there. Flaps indicator on the left wing and flaps indicator on the right wing, so they've gone down. Bring them back up. Yep, all up and good there. All we need to do now is just set the altimeter to 0 and then we'll just get the bird started. So, how to start the Spitfire? Nice and simple. First off, we'll check the air. Using the air brake, you can see in the left hand corner here, this is the air pressure for the brakes. The steering works similar to the MiG-21. So you apply the brakes and then apply rudder to which way you want to turn, and it turns off the brake on the opposite wheel. So if I push my right pedal in, the left brake turns off and the right brake stays on, which means we rotate to the right. But air's good there. Next up, we're going to turn the fuel cock on, which is just hiding behind the stick here on the left, on the right even. Then we're going to come back across and crack the throttle open a little bit, about an inch. Going to put the prop RPM lever all the way to full forward and the carburetor operation lever all the way full forward as well. Next up, we're going to prime the engine. So down here on the bottom right, unscrew this cap and we're going to pump this primer about 5 times, and that should about do it. One more, and that's now ready to go. Next up is to pressurize the fuel system. There's 2 ways to do this. You can either turn this lever on down here to the on position, and it takes about 30 seconds and that light will go out, or you can use the wobble pump up here. It's about 10 pumps of this and the light will go out, and that's the fuel system pressurized and ready to go. So a few more pumps here. There we go, light is gone. Right, next up is just turn on the mags down here, and then we want to open up the covers for the starter and the I think it's booster coils. Yep, booster coils. Now this is you're going to have to press both these buttons at the same time, so you'll have to know the keyboard maps. I've moved mine just so it's a bit easier to get to. And like the P51, once the engine catches, we drop the mixture lever into run. So I'm going to press those 2. There we go. Cool. Throttle back before we start rolling away. Alright, so there we go, she is up and running. What we'll do now is we'll just close up all these, lock that up again, and then we are ready for taxi. So I'm going to taxi out to the runway and then we'll deal with the takeoff. Okay guys, so I'm just coming up on the centre line of the runway now. Just going to let the plane settle down. And bring it to a stop. Okay, so let's get her up in the air. We'll close the cockpit. Going to put a right rudder in on the trim knob here, just to counteract the torque of the engine. I'm also just going to add a bit of nose down trim. And we've zeroed the altimeter. Everything's good to go. So let's give it a go. We're going to apply the brakes, back on the stick, get the mouse out of the way, and power up. brakes off. Take the throttle all the way up. As the speed increases, we're going to drop the joystick back to a natural position in the middle. And there we go, she's lifted herself off the road, off the runway even. Very good. Gears coming up, just going to put a bit more nose trim in. Now the gears gone up, she's pulling right up on her own. And we're just going to undo the right rudder trim. And we are good, 108 miles per hour. Going to bring the RPM down now. And throttle back a bit, just let her climb up on her own. Okay, weaponry side of things, for the guns at least, I haven't checked out any other weapons. I don't know if she's come with bombs or anything in her early access form, but there's a few things we've got to play with. This is all the controls and stuff for the gun sight. So we do have the switch here to turn it on. So now you can see we've got the gun sight now. I'm just going to rudder trim a little bit to the left to stop the plane from rolling over on itself. Nose down trim as well. This is the brightness dial for the gun sight, so you can turn it one way and it will completely be turned off. You can turn it the other way and you get a really bright gun sight. You can obviously set it up how you like in between. The coil spring looking thing here is actually not implemented yet, I don't believe, but it's meant to be a sunlight visor. You can see the whole mechanism slides up from under the behind the dash there, just a sunshade, but not in game yet. Last but not least, you've got these two dials here on the bottom of the gun sight, which are of course the wingspan and range dials. So as you can see, you can move this left and right depending on the wingspan of what you're fighting or what you're hunting. You can see the horizontal bar on the gun sight there getting wider or narrower. You've also got your range, so you can set that up to about 250 and say about 35 feet for a Dora. That's about that. So when the I think when the Dora fits that inner gap in the middle there, you're good to go. But obviously things usually end up quite close and personal in a World War II dogfight, so it's good to know though. Right, so now what I'm going to do is actually going to jump into the 2v2 instant action mission, and we'll have a go at fighting some Doras. God, it's a good looking model, isn't it? Alright guys, I will load up some 2v2 and I'll catch you right there. Okay guys, so here we are ready for a 2v2. We've got two Doras coming in. There's one just there, and he's got a buddy just behind him. We've got a wingman as well, just over here. Let's dive in. I'm just going to shift F10, get rid of labels, and see if we can get these guys down. Bringing my RPM down a little bit, just trying to protect my engine. Get vision on these guys. Here's one. Oh, this is my guy, he's coming straight for me. Go up and around. Just trying to get the drop on this one. Not a bad position. Just flies so nicely. And there we are, we're in a good spot to take some shots now already. Good hits. He's still going though. Oh, he's trying to get on me. Missing an aileron, isn't he? He's going to have a hard time of it. But then again, he's an AI, so they don't really follow the usual rules. Starting to black out a bit here. Too much speed. Just about 300 miles per hour. I'll follow this guy up and hopefully finish him off. If I can get on him without blacking out, that is. Go. do find the crosshair too low. I don't know if that's how it is, or if there's just something wrong with this. Obviously pre-release. He's still going. But yeah, for me it just seems like it's too low. It's quite hard to see and track the bad guys under your nose. The sun glare on the glass is pretty overwhelming as well. This guy's fine, you know, he's just missing half a plane. Right, the guns are actually though much better than the P51's 50 cals. In the stream testing I was doing a bit earlier today, yeah, just ripping through doors. Can't see him, there he is. Try and finish him off here. Right, that's got to be it. Yeah, he's jumped. There he goes. Right, I'm stalling out now. My viewing's all a bit wonky. There we go, it's a bit better. Right, so we've got to figure out... Oh shit, door on my 6. Lose control a bit here. It's made him slip by me. Bring it around. She turns fantastically, as you can see by the blackout. There it goes, just climbing above my mirror. Turn the RPM up to try and climb up with him so I don't get too far behind. Bring it back down again. Yeah, do you see what I mean? The how much of the crosshair or the sight is actually on the cowling. So as soon as you try and lead the target, they just disappear. Don't seem to get much room to play with. We're both stalling out here, I think. Well, I've stalled out here. He has too. Keep vision on him. Might be alright. No, lost it. There he goes. Oh hey, that's Spitfire. I'm not sure who I'm following anymore. Something's trying to get on my tail there. That might be the door. Lost visual. Oh right, my buddy is still up, okay. There he goes. He's got the door on his 6. See if I can catch up and help. The door going up. Catch up with this guy. Oh, he's back on my buddy. I got a touch there. Into the sun. Oh. Got some good strong hits there across the top of his canopy. Pilot might be dead. He hasn't got any elevators anymore. Goes. Is he done? Still flying? I think he's still flying. No, he's not. And there you go, guys. That's the well, almost the first bits of combat in the Spitfire. It is great. I think it handles lovely. Handles lovely. What a term. Much nicer than the Mustang to fly, I'd say. Much more forgiving, shall we say. I do need to put the rudder on my HOTAS, rudder trim, because obviously the Spitfire doesn't have aileron trim, so you can't use the rudder to keep it balanced. Right, I guess we're going to try and land this thing. Be right back. Okay, here we are at Krimsk. I'm just going to brake off to the right a bit here, ditch some speed. She does lose speed very quickly, I have found. And let's drop the gear. Just going to do a circle to the right here and try and not plummet out of the sky. There's our buddy. About 150, 160 miles per hour, it's not too bad. Keep this circle up, we should be bang on. We're okay, we've got time to straighten out. Drop the flaps. Immediately pull the nose down. The flaps on the Spitfire, sort of like the doors, they're either up or down. Let's try and get in and land without dying. Manage the sync rate, manage the speed. We're a little bit off centre line here. I'm trying to slip the plane to the left. Be a partial grass landing, but you know, World War II plane, it's all good. Right, throttling back now. Start a gentle flare. And floating. We're down. There we go, landed. No drama. I did crash earlier, don't tell anyone. But that was great. Well, there you go, guys. The Spitfire. I love it. I'm going to do some training missions. Oops, sorry. Do some training missions in a bit, and then we'll take it online and actually see if it's any good, or if I'm any good online. I'm not the best World War II pilot, but we'll give it a go. Alright, guys. I've been Helman82. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.